for Dubai on the 15th of May. UAE has been added to PM Modi's Europe tour at the last minute. This is the first time Prime Minister will visit the nation since the beginning of the US-Iran war. Prime Minister is likely to meet UAE's President Sheikh Mohamed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. In the recent weeks, UAE has also announced its decision to exit the OPEC, the bloc of oil-producing exporters headed by Saudi Arabia, and the OPEC Plus as well. The Prime Minister's UAE visit will not just reaffirm India's strategic partnership, but also show support to India's nuclear stand. Visit to open doors for trade and infrastructure investments. And the stopover will boost interests of 4.7 million Indians in the UAE. Earlier, India's External Affairs Minister Jaishankar visited the UAE in April, and in the last week of April, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval too traveled to the UAE and met UAE's president in Abu Dhabi. This was a week after he visited Saudi Arabia. Bilateral trade between India and the UAE has grown to nearly $84 billion in 2023-24, marking the UAE's third largest trading partner status. The visit is expected to strengthen cooperation in security, energy, trade and regional stability ahead of the Prime Minister's scheduled Europe tour. Professor Swaran Singh, an important visit in terms of both oil and nuclear stand, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think very few people appreciate the fact that UAE is the third largest trading partner of India and a very close friend of India. But in nuclear technology, which is a discussion we are having, UAE is the only country in Middle East that has capacity and produces nuclear power. And they are right now having capacity of 5.6 gigawatt production. They are trying to expand that even further, and small modular reactors is something that both India and UAE are also looking at. So there could be possibility of collaboration in that sector. Possibility of fuel fabrication is another area where India and UAE could share knowledge and expertise in that sense. Given that energy is already facing enormous disruptions, nuclear power generation has become extremely attractive now. You remember after Fukushima incidents in Japan in 2011, there was a kind of negative approach. People were very cautious, and many European countries actually closed their uranium mining, closed even the nuclear power generation. But now again, focus is going to nuclear power generation, which is a clean energy. And in that sector, UAE is a very, very unique nation in the Middle East, which is, of course, otherwise energy is a hub in terms of gas and oil. India imports an enormous amount of gas and oil from the region, including gas from UAE. So in that sense, energy collaborations will also see India and UAE really moving forward. And in that sense, this experimentation of Murd missile is a reflection of India being seen as a technology hub in several sectors now, including in sectors of rocket launching, in sectors of nuclear power generation. And of course, digital public infrastructure is something that India has already popularized around the world. I think about half a dozen countries are now using India's UPI platforms for online payments. So the visit to UAE will also see, I suppose, nuclear element of power generation, which is a clean energy, as an area for collaborations between the two countries. And of course, also to streamline and see how India can contribute to ensuring stability in the entire region, which India has enormous stakes in, given India's about 40-45% dependence on energy from this region.
Right.
And India has been constantly in touch with all of these nations, but visit to UAE, I think, is very interesting at that time.
Absolutely. And Major Sudhakar ji, I would like you to weigh in on the matter as well.
Well, Krishna, all I would say is that this is a welcome development, having inserted UAE in his European nation or Nordic countries visit. I look at it from the perspective of a couple of issues. First and foremost thing is India is the president of BRICS 2026 and UAE is a member. And a lot needs to be discussed as to how the BRICS is expected to emerge in the face of current challenges, particularly the conflict which is ongoing between America and Iran. One. Number two, the energy security, like Professor Sarwan has already highlighted. From my point of view, I tend to agree with him. The renewable energy is fine. That is the one, the nuclear modular setups that India is going in for in a significant manner. But more than that, is that the supply chain of the gas and oil which has got disrupted. UAE is the only country in Middle East which has got coastline along the Persian Gulf and coastline along the Gulf of Oman. By virtue of having a coastline along Gulf of Oman, they have got more than one port which are functional. They will be able to divert the supply of crude, bypass Strait of Hormuz, and continue with the supply. Because UAE, like Professor Sarwan, he brought out very accurately,
Right.
it is the third largest. And last but not the least is that we have the highest number of Indian diaspora, which you alluded to in your question.
Yes.
4.7 million is a very large number.
Yeah.
Recently, we have had 3 casualties. Indians suffered injuries because of the ongoing conflict and the firing. How best can we prevent? We need to collaborate
Right.
and cooperate with UAE
Right.
in order to prevent any kind of mishap taking place against the Indians.